Switzerland 2, Italy 0, Germany 2, Denmark 0. Interesting first little knockout stage games. Going into Switzerland, Italy first. I thought Switzerland dominated. I had them winning this game 2-1. Um, Italy just looked really poor. They really couldn't string an attack together. Skamaka looked like garbage. The only players really that I thought were doing something for Italy was Chiesa. He always looks dangerous with the ball, and Bastoni in the back just looked rock solid despite the two goals. But I mean, it's more to say about Switzerland, how good this team has been, how well they've played, how well rounded they look, and they're one of the most complete teams in terms of being a team in this tournament. I thought Xhaka is the perfect leader for them. He dictates play. He's similar to how Cruz is to Germany. He's the metronome of that midfield and keeps everything moving, high effort, always barking orders, always just being a dog out there. Similar to what he was like at Arsenal, a lot of what he was like at Leipzig this year. I think Vargas was another standout player I liked for getting a goal and an assist for Switzerland, and Ndoye looked pretty dangerous the entire game. Honestly, I thought he looked really good too. I liked a lot of what Switzerland had to do. Akanji is rock solid at the back. He had a great season this year with Man City, and he just has continued it into this tournament. He's looked like one of the best center backs, if not the best center back at this tournament so far. It was a mix, really. Switzerland, it was their day. They really showed up on the day, and Italy just looked poor. They did not show up, but I haven't thought they've looked that dangerous this entire tournament, and I think they've been got at a lot. I mean, Albania scored that really early goal. Spain really should have beaten them by more, in my opinion. I feel like they really weren't in that game a lot. They had their moments and they created a lot of chances, and they easily could have drew that game. But I feel like Spain deserved the win, probably even deserved to win by more. But yeah, great performance from Switzerland today. Real dark horse of this tournament. One of my dark horses of the tournament. I had them winning this game. But yeah, I mean, they have likely England next. And I mean, if England have also looked poor at this tournament, if they come out looking anything like Italy, they're cooked. They're not going to win. Moving on to Germany 2, Denmark 0. Another good performance from the Germans. Little controversy with the goal being disallowed for Denmark, but I think it was rightly so. I think it did. He was offside, obviously, but it did impede on the play. So I think it was rightfully taken back, and then obviously the penalty right after. It's clear handball. You can't really argue that. His hands up like this. That's always gonna get you. But standout players for Germany. I mean, Tony Kroos, Musiala have been the two standouts of this entire tournament. They've been really good for Germany, and I think Kai Havertz steps up. Great pen. I thought he played pretty well with the link up. I thought, despite the one-on-one miss that he had, in what probably in the 70s after the penalty, could have put him up 2-0. He missed it, but it was a great play from him. I thought he had a good game today, especially with the fact that he's had poor games the last two games since the first game. Really, he had an okay first game. He did good. He stepped up, but yeah, he steps up again today. Takes shows why he takes the penalties for Germany, because he can just slot it home like that, and he's showing he's a little bit clutch this year. I mean, got the Champions League final a couple years ago for Chelsea. Won a couple points for Arsenal this year. Up the Gunners. But yeah, another good performance from him. And Musiala was just cooking today. Tony Kroos was pinging passes all over the place, creating chances, breaking lines. Another good performance from the Germans. I thought Wirtz looked good when he came on. I thought Folkrug looked alright. Um, thought the only real downside, I thought Sane stunk a lot of the time. I thought he just wasn't on it today. He's not a bad player. He's a top class player, but I didn't think he was on it today. I didn't like him today. But outside of that, they were solid in the defense. They gave up a good amount of shots, but nothing really too crazy. Never really looked in too much danger. But yeah, I thought another good performance from Germany today, and I think that them versus most likely Spain in the next round is going to be a fire match. Great matchup. Probably the two favorites of the tournament leaving the group stage. Maybe you can argue Portugal. Despite them getting blown out in their last game, I think these are the two teams that have looked the most solid, especially in their first two group games. Spain obviously won all their games. Probably the favorite to win the tournament as of right now. But it'll be interesting to see how they match up against Germany because they came up against Italy and they couldn't. The problem I worry about with Spain is that I don't know if they can go out and if it's a tough game, if it's a real game that you have to grind out, then I don't know if they can get. They did show they got lucky with the own goal, but and I think like I said they deserve more against Italy, but it's if they can do it. And Germany has shown that they can go out and get these results. They can go easily walk past a team like Denmark that was a lot of people's dark horses, a team that usually overperforms in these tournaments despite having such a limited squad and really not a lot of top talent, especially some of them like Ericsson, who's probably their best player, past his prime. Hoyland not really reaching his level yet, where I think he could personally go, but they're still a good team and they still played well today. Joachim Anderson, I still rate him as a player for Crystal Palace. He had a good season, and he scored that goal that ultimately he was just unlucky on the day. Scored the goal, got disallowed, gave up the penalty. But it's all right. If I'm a Dane, I'm not I'm not too upset with how this tournament went. You get knocked out by the people that are hosting the damn tournament that are also on great form. You can't really be too upset with that. You can always be heartbroken. You want your team to go as far as they can and win the tournament, but round of 16 is not bad for Denmark. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.